Hello and welcome. In this video, we'll be covering all the power laws of maths. So please watch this video to the end because in this video, we'll be covering the entire power laws of mathematics. So starting with the first law of power, that is called the multiplication law. What does this law states? It's basically a raised to the power x times a raised to the power y. So when you have two same bases and the powers, and when they are being multiplied together, so what happens is the powers are being added together. So it's a raised to the power x plus y. So this power law is called the multiplication law of power. Similarly, the second law states that when a raised to the power x is being divided by a raised to the power y, so it will be a raised to the power x minus y. So whenever the bases are the same and when they are being divided with each other, the powers will always be subtracted. This is the second law of power, that is called the division law. The third law states that when a raised to the power x raised to the power y, it will be a raised to the power x times y. So this law is basically power of a power. When one power is raised to another power, the powers are being multiplied with each other. So this is the third law of power. Similarly, the fourth law of power states that if a and b are being multiplied with each other and they as a whole are raised to the power x, so this x will be on both this a as well as on b. So when we open the bracket, it will be a raised to the power x times b raised to the power x. This rule is called power of a product rule, when there is one power on two different variables. So when you open it, the power will be on each and every variable. Moving on to the fifth rule of indices. The fifth rule of power states that when a divided by b, the whole raised to the power x. So if you want to open the bracket, it will be a raised to the power x over b raised to the power x. This rule of power is called power of a fraction rule. So when you open the bracket, this x will be on this a as well as on this b. The sixth rule of power states that when a raised to the power 0, the answer will always be 1. It's called zero exponent rule. And what does that mean? It means that when any number is raised to the power 0, the answer will always be 1. Like 5 raised to the power 0 is 1, 6 raised to the power 0 is 1. So any number raised to the power 0, the answer will always be 1. The seventh rule of power states a raised to the power minus x. It will be 1 over a raised to the power x. It's called the negative exponent rule. And what does it state? It basically means that whenever you have a negative power and if you want to make that power positive, you just need to take that number in the denominator. So 1 over that number, the power will become positive. So it's called a negative exponent rule. Now the last rule of power, it states that when a raised to the power x over y, it will be y root a raised to the power x. So this is somewhat tricky. So let me just explain you this rule with a quick example. The example is 2 raised to the power 4 upon 2. So there are two ways to solve this question. The first way is we can just simplify this fraction, that is 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4. So it will be just 2 raised to the power 2, that is 4, right? That is the first step. The second step is we can use this law to solve this question. So if we just use this law, what does that mean? As per this law, the question is 2 raised to the power 4 upon 2, which means that this 2 will go outside the root over here. This 2 will come inside like this, and this power will be on this 2, that is 4. So if we just solve this, it will be, see, no need to write this 2 over here because this under root is always means that there is 2 outside. But if there is 3, you need to write that 3 outside because it shows a cube root. So no need to write this 2 over here. So we can just leave it like this because this under root always means that there is 2 outside. Okay. So no need to write it down. So if we just solve it, 2 raised to the power 4 is basically 16. And under root 16 is 4. So I hope that all these laws of indices are clear to you. Still, if you have any question, do let me know in the comment section below. We'll meet in the next video. Thank you.